So as you can see, this is just going to be a very quick video that I'm not going to go too much in detail with. It's quite pointless. I'm not going to put it on Instagram. It's just for here, see what it's about. Just because I've got so many versions of it, you know, I may as well. The honourable mentions is this perfume number 9. I can't remember the brand who makes it. I can't find it, but that one cost me, God, I can't. It's very cheap anyway. It's around about a tenner. It comes in like a, it's like more or less like a bloody aerosol pump. It pumps out like a fire extinguisher. That is a very good version of it, and actually does last quite well. The fact I can't find it kind of implies probably give it to my nephew or something like that. And it is but it is a very good version. And the other one is, hang on. Well, it's a Goldfield and Banks one, lime something. This is why it's not in the video. I can't find the sample and I can't remember exactly what it's called. Bohemian Lime. Should prepare for this better. Now that's not exactly the same as Aventus, but it has that. It definitely has that DNA. Maybe I'm the only one who smells it, apparently, but it's like a lime version, obviously. Of it's very nice. It is very nice. But it uses that DNA, but in a sense, I mean, I'll probably get into this more when we talk about these. It takes it in a more creative direction, that DNA, rather than just blatantly copying it. Anyway, so we shall start with these. You know, that's it's the 2019 version, I think, and that is an older, fruitier version. For some reason, I have 30 mils of this. I have more of these. They weren't particularly cheap, but they weren't wildly cheaper than buying a bottle anyway, let's put it that way, which I got in my early days. Now this fruity version, back in the early days, I really quite like that. It's you can definitely smell the pineapple, and it's fruitier, and the birch seems more toned down on it. Don't ask me what batch it is, I don't know. This one is the 2019 version. Yeah, it's nothing. It's you know, it's Aventus, but there's not much. I wouldn't call it a fruity version. That famous birch is there, but it's more maybe perhaps about the patchouli and ambergris and that. This is like a bad it is the real deal. I mean, Nose is a proper real company. It's like a bad clone version of what it used to be to me. So that's the 2019 version. Now I'm going to burn through these quickly because there's no point. We all know what Aventus smells like. This Explorer is probably the most famous one about at the moment. Don't need to see it. It's more woody. Again, it isn't exactly the same, but you know what it's inspired by, if you like. Not exactly the same. It's not as fruity. Again, I don't think it's pineapple in this. I think it's lemon, possibly, or bergamot. And it's all right. Everyone loves it. It's cheap, whatever. This one's possibly the cheapest one on the list. You can see I've used quite a lot of this for again. Now this is called Aventus from a company called Pocketscents. It's an ambroxan bomb, that's for sure. But the ambroxan isn't a headachy ambroxan, which is, again, we won't get into the ambroxan argument, but this is very fruity, very lovely, very juicy. And this I accidentally discovered whilst layering it with stuff, because of the ambroxan, I think, makes any fragrance into a beast with a kind of DNA under it. I like it. I like it a lot, that one. Next, let's go for this one. This one is from this company, Cadjalal Infinite. Again, it's more of a fruity one. Heavy on the ambroxan. It's very nice. Again, it smells more like the older version than the newer version, and it's not bad at all. In fact, it's better than that, I think. Let's go for this one. This is by this company, and it's called the Duke of Edinburgh fragrance. Maybe the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, used to wear Aventus. It is Aventus, maybe more on the bergamot. It's got a bit of a greener kind of feel to it. But again, it's the same story as we know. The most famous one is Club de Nuit Intense Man, Lemon. This is not an old version. I find the opening isn't quite horrendous, but it's lemony, but it still smells like Aventus, the patchouli and the ambergris, ambroxan, whatever it might be in it. Great version, great starter one. That, I mean, to be fair, I'd honestly say I recommend this. If you're like getting into fragrances and wonder about Aventus, rather than wasting your money on this now, but it's up to you. I mean, obviously, you want to probably own a prestigious Aventus. And finally, so just keeping it brief, this is the Parfum version of it. Is it called a Parfum? Yes, it's the Parfum version of it. Do you know what? It's not miles away from that. Just has a bit more depth. It feels like a Parfum. It's much richer, creamier isn't the word. Maybe it's a bit more fruity, but again, the birch is there. It's like probably, like an original version of Aventus, if you like. It does smell. Obviously, it's £50, I think, for a full bottle, so it's cheap, but it's not, it's not the cheapest in the world ever you can get. I'd still go for that one. Obviously this wears like a Parfum, but it is smoother, it is richer, and it's nice. But for me, that's the winner. Anyway, that's enough about Aventus. Don't really talk about it, but I thought, as I've got so many versions of it, and these won't be all of them. Oh, I forgot this one as well. Very unprepared. This is Office for Men. This is Jeremy Fragrance. Great fragrance, actually. But it's not necessarily just a copy of Aventus. It's probably a mix of what's popular. For me, it's Aventus and Sauvage. Again, the ambroxan in it isn't terrible ambroxan. It's very patchouli heavy, that version, actually. It's quite fruity in the opening, and then it kind of probably lends itself a bit more to Sauvage as you get into it. It's a good fragrance. Very expensive, very overpriced. I think retail, you could probably buy a bottle of Aventus for it. But actually, I'd probably say, compared to that is better. But that's my opinion. What about you anyway? What versions of Aventus do you like? Do you think Aventus is worth it nowadays? I know this is not a very interesting video, and it's about 10 years too late, but just had nothing better to do in my life. That's why it's indoors. It's a bit of a crap setting. But thanks folks, thanks for watching, bye.